Hello, good morning, and happy waxing crescent, almost first quarter moon in Aries. So make sure to check in with your mood tracker today and see how this energy feels different for you. We're moving from Pisces water energy, which is very fluid and flowy, to fire, 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 fire. And Aries to me feels like the most fiery of the zodiac signs. Because we also have Leo, which is Leo season is at the end of the summer. And that energy just feels, it's like sun energy, but it's more like basking in the energy of the sun. Whereas Aries is like a fire and a really like overblowing fire. And then Sagittarius is fire also, but that is more of like a, I don't know, in it for the long journey kind of energy. Like you're just like, you have your eye set on that next adventure and seeking the truth and finding it. It's more like fluid, whereas Aries fire is just like shotgun kind of energy. It's the first sign of the zodiac at the beginning of spring. So this is when we're finally through the cold days. Let me get the exact dates on that. March 21st through April 19th. Depending on where you're living, for the most part, we're through those cold days that kind of come back and forth, and we're leaning more towards the light and warmer days. Light meaning sunlight. The days are getting longer. We have the spring equinox in that time period. So again, think of that time of year. If it's difficult to think about that time of year now that we're like moving through the zodiac seasons and getting further away from the current season that we're in, think again about people in your life. Aries people are probably the ones that are just like pushing you to do the thing. They're like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And then they crash and burn. So that if you have a lot of fire in your chart, if you are an Aries sun, moon, or rising, you might need to keep that in mind on fire days, because it might just be too much fire. It might just be like way too much. And you're, for me personally, I don't have any Aries planets in my chart, but I do have a lot of fire in Leo and Sagittarius. So on Aries days, I'm just like feeling so motivated and have so much energy that I have trouble getting things done. I'm like, I just like jump from one thing to the next, and I have trouble concentrating. And that's when we need to bring in that earth element to ground us. Hold your list and look at it and say, these are the things I need to do today, just so that you're able. I'm actually kind of sweating because I was like running around, and I've got my hot cup of coffee. So cheers to anyone who's watching this live in the morning. But it's also great to watch it any time of the day. But yeah, I've got a cup of coffee today, and this is actually my ambition cup. That's very, it's very faded. But yeah, we can tap into that Aries energy and like reignite that ambition and reignite that passion. While I'm talking about the coffee, another fun way to add the fire element into your day is to putting spices in your coffee, like ginger or turmeric or cinnamon. A lot of people like cinnamon in their coffee. And yeah, it's just a really great way to add that fire element if you're needing it. I'm going to be talking about the Sacral Chakra today. There is some debate around what chakra corresponds best with the zodiac sign Aries. but I have chosen to do the sacral chakra, even though I hope this doesn't confuse anybody, but the sacral chakra is considered a water element because it's that fluid of sexuality, but then there's also fire in there too. So I hope that I don't want to confuse anybody, but I just feel like the sacral chakra is the best chakra to represent the Aries zodiac. So before we get started, let's check in with our sacral chakra. Oh, and I've got the Solfeggio frequency for the sacral chakra is 288. And I'm not sure if I've actually like mentioned I know I've mentioned that I've been playing the Solfeggio frequencies in the background here, but I'm not sure if I have really pointed out how wonderful these are to just be playing in the background while you're working, especially while you're cleaning, because sound helps to move energy, and fire is movement, and Aries is I feel like the most movable of all of the zodiac signs. So just playing these in the background while you're working, while you're cleaning, moving the energy around, it really helps to clear your space, and it has an effect on your energetic body. So I know I've talked about playing them. I'm not sure if I actually talked about the benefits of them. I play them all the time. I mean, I'm a massage therapist, so I have to listen to stuff like this all the time, but I'm kind of embarrassed to say that I do listen to it even when I'm not working and not massaging. Sometimes it helps you focus depending on which frequency you choose, and it really does clear the space. Even if, like, you can see, like, I've got all these cat toys scattered behind me. I really need to clean my office, but I just haven't had the time to do it. But playing these frequencies really does clear the energy. And then when you're actually able to get to the physical cleaning of things, it's also helpful to play those frequencies as well, because it really like clears that out. I'm not saying that like playing these frequencies is going to magically like clear your space, but it certainly does help. I notice a difference. So let me just double check. Yeah, VAM. Okay. I just needed to double check the mantra that we will be using today. Let me switch my screen. So the sacral chakra mantra is VAM, V-A-M. And take a deep breath. VAM, 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 VAM. I just noticed that the music stopped right when I started. Oh, that was a short one, that's why. Sorry about that. Should we start over? Let's start over. I'm sorry. VAM, 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 oops, VAM, 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 and vam. Shanti, shanti. Wow, you can really feel I can really feel my hips opening with that one. And I also kind of felt like moving my hips and like moving and flowing. So I hope that helps you start your day off with a little sacral chakra energy, some fire energy to get you started for the day. Again, adding spices and stuff to your coffee really helps activate it and your digestive system, your digestive fire. Any way that you can tap into that energy, of course, there's always lighting candles. I meant to do that earlier. And, oh, okay, it's right there. So while we are still talking about the element of fire, I'm again going to jump ahead to the Aquarius new moon and the elements that we have here. I try to focus on cardio, like something that like is physically getting your blood moving. However, on the other hand, if you have too much fire, like I said earlier, if you're having trouble focusing, if you're jumping from one thing to the next because you just have so much energy and you don't know what to do with it, tap into the other elements that we've talked about already this month. The earth element will help you get grounded and stable, or water element. The water element will cool you down and help you get more flow so that you're not just like burning out of control. Adding the air element can kind of aggravate it. It's like fanning the flames of a fire. It just gets bigger and brighter, so that might be too much. But if you are heavily water or earth based and you're having trouble igniting that fire and igniting that passion, combining the fire and air elements together can really help you ignite that spark within and get that energy moving. I talked about the spicy foods. Wearing orange or red colors. I always wear this red dress on, or this dress with red flowers on it. Adding like golds to your makeup, or just like any way to increase that fire spark ignition, like igniting it. And going back to the Aries season, where we'll read what Danielle Blackwood says in the 12 Faces of the Goddess, of that the archetype of the Aries. It's the symbol is the ram, so think of just like ramming things, like heading into things like head first, headstrong. It's just like, I really feel it. I think that's because I have so much fire in me, and that Aries fire is so different from the Leo and Sagittarius fire that it just really, on Aries days, I'm just like, whoa, let's go! And I have trouble getting out of funks. I have trouble with the waxing phases, honestly, like the entire waxing phases, because I just get stuck in that darkness and that rest, and I often don't allow myself that rest, so I just kind of get stuck there. And Aries fire is just like lighting a fire under your ass and getting your butt moving. For all of Aries' legendary bravado, it is often not acknowledged that she is at heart a sensitive soul. If we think about Aries season, the earliest days of spring, we see that those first brave shoots that poke up. Oh, I love the way she describes this. This is why I love this book so much. So we see those first brave shoots that poke up triumphantly through the soil are also very vulnerable. This is the perfect description of those first little spring baby plants coming up through the ground. And they're the first ones to do it. They're like, yeah, let's go. But they're also so tiny and delicate, and you have to be gentle with them. All the tender new life that returns at this magical time of the beginning is fragile, precarious, and uncertain. The lingering chill of winter threatens the survival of those brave new centuries of rebirth. Because of this seasonal resonance that is imprinted on the Aries archetype, Aries is often associated with the qualities of courage, forward motion, and the instinct to survive. It's a cardinal sign, meaning it's at the beginning of the season. And it relates to the spirited, enthusiastic element of fire. The spring equinox heralds the beginning of the sun's journey through the zodiac and marks the beginning of Aries season. Aries is the first sign that individuated life force that rises out of the collective. Aries is connected to the call to adventure in the hero's journey. It's the starting point of the soul's individuation at the beginning of the spiritual journey through the lessons of the signs. So when we're looking at the zodiac houses, the first house is the house of self, which is the house of Aries. But then depending on when you were born, that wheel shifts, and Aries might fall in a totally different house for you. But for generally speaking, Aries does rule the first house. It might not rule your first house, but it generally speaking, in the astrological wheel, Aries is in the first house. Look at your chart to see where you have the sign of Aries. And just to use this, I always use myself as an example, because that's like where astrology really connected for me, where it was just like I was noticing these things about myself, and then I would look at my chart and be like, oh, that explains it. So this is an example for me where I don't have any planets in Aries, but we all have a house ruled by every single zodiac sign. So for me, Aries rules my second house. With the second house is typically ruled by Taurus energy, which is ruled by Venus, and it's like the physical, tangible senses and physical, tangible things of love and like material possessions, but specifically the senses. And it's so interesting to me that my second house is ruled by Aries, because I am hot all the time. Like I carry fans with me because I am hot, and I think that is just how I experience energy. That's how I feel things, is through heat. When I'm doing body work, I am just like, I can feel this like heat pouring out of my heart chakra, and I notice different areas of the body that feel hot and cold when I'm working on other people. And so like heat and fire is really a big sense for me. And I think that's really interesting that my second house is Aries. So look at your chart. I was thinking, so I've been trying to figure out when the best time to like get together live as a group and answer any questions, if anybody has any, about their birth chart, and how to fill out your birth chart page if anybody is confused about that. I know if like looking at a birth chart is kind of overwhelming sometimes, because there's all these signs and symbols, and it's a circle graph, and it's just like, what is going on here? But so I thought it would be nice to get together and just kind of hang out and talk live. However, please comment and let me know how you feel about that, because nobody showed up nobody planner wise showed up for I did a planner hangout a couple nights ago live on Twitch, and I was just going through setting up my planner. I was going to do my birth chart, but nobody showed up, so I just kind of switched gears and started pulling cards, because that's what my Twitch community is usually used to. But I did I put my tabs in. So let me know like how you feel about that. I like to use Twitch because it's super easy. I know maybe not that many people in this group are members of Twitch, but I would really like to encourage you to sign on over there, because it's a really great community, and it just works really well for smaller communities, I feel like. Whereas when I do YouTube lives, all these random people come in and they don't always have the best intentions, and the energy feels different. So I understand that YouTube is something that more people use and more people have access to. So like, let me know in the comments, or let me know in the group or something, which platform you would prefer to use. I've never done a Facebook Live before. I don't even know how to do that. But if that is something that is easier for everybody in the group, since we're using the Facebook group anyways, let me know, and I'll try to learn that. I've tried it once, and I was just like, what is going on? I don't like Facebook very much, but unfortunately it's just one of those things that so many people have, that it's just the best way to reach people. But let me know if you're specifically not wanting to do Twitch, because if it's just like another platform that you just don't even want to like bother with, let me know. But it feels like a really small, nice, close-knit community. I have the ability to kick people out if they're being rude, and we're able to do fun things on there, like have different emojis, and we can play music and sounds, and I really enjoy it. But I understand if it's just something that like people aren't into, and just let me know which platform would be better, because I was thinking, sorry, that was really long-winded. I was thinking of having a full moon hangout live, and we can talk about the birth charts then, or just answer any questions, talk about your mood charts, how you're noticing anything. Like, I would really just love to get feedback, and I thought that the full moon would be a fun time to do that. And we can do it part of this challenge, or we can do it as something private in the group. You let me know what you think about that. I totally got off track, and I apologize, but it's this Aries energy. It's like just all over the place. Okay, let's dial it back in a little bit and get a card, a Sacral Chakra card for us today. But I just love that Danielle Blackwood points out how vulnerable the little baby shoots are, because that is Aries. You think that they're so courageous and brave for doing the things that they do, but they're just as vulnerable as we all are. So I love Aries people. Think of the Aries people in your life. God, they're so great. They're so supportive. And so this is a card for anyone who's watching now and anyone who will be watching later. For, what is the date today? It's for Saturday the 8th. Seductive flame, you are coming alive in the best, most empowered way. The energy permeating through your auric field is magnetic. Your senses are heightened, your creativity is surging, and your vibrations are high. This joyous energy is rising within you like a victorious inferno, so hot it's impossible to extinguish. Let your fire burn bright. Others will be inspired by you as well. Life wants to come through you right now. You are advised to allow it. Oh, the crystal is carnelian and the herb is coriander. I meant to grab some carnelian. I use it in my body work session, so I don't have it in my office. It's in my portable bag. Carnelian is like liquid caffeine, or stone form of caffeine. Carry it in your pocket when you want to get your creative juices flowing, get your sensual juices flowing, get your Aries fire ignited. Carnelian's such a great stone to work with. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I lost my train of thought again. See, this is the energy. I should have written things down. I know this about myself. But here we are, still just burning away. I had something to say. I forgot. Okay, so the enhancement stones again are carnelian, fire agate, which I've never worked with, but I think it's probably a good thing because it might be like too much for me. And then citrine is another wonderful one that is more associated with your solar plexus chakra, which I would consider just as an Aries chakra as well. But I just really wanted to focus on the sacral today. I really want to focus on the sacral tomorrow too, but maybe we'll do solar. I feel like solar plexus is more Leo fire, so I was trying to save that. I mean, we only have 9 chakras here and we have 12 zodiac signs, so there's going to be overlapping with some of them. And I love that, like, right where we are, we're still technically waxing crescent, but we're moving into first quarter tomorrow. So think of like this is perfect time for Aries energy, because if your light has slowly been creeping up and brightening, it's really like when we're at the first quarter that you start feeling it. So adding that fire element and Aries element into that too, it's pretty powerful. I think this is like, because we're on a weekend, I think we're gonna, like, this energy is, you're gonna like be taking your Christmas decorations down, putting it away, cleaning your house. That's the kind of energy that I'm kind of feeling for Aries first quarter energy. Whereas if it was the week, it would be like getting a bunch of work stuff done. But now I feel like this is a more like homey Aries kind of energy. Maybe literally lighting a fire in your fireplace tonight, or having a fire pit outside. Just really trying to bring that fire warmth into this cold, dark season. So we're still waxing crescent. We'll talk more about first quarter tomorrow. And this is also when we're going to start being able to see see the moon in the sky. I usually see it last quarter because I'm usually driving around late afternoon. So I think like I forgot to look at the rising time today, but yeah, we're getting to that point where we should be able to start. And where I am, it's been raining, and I wanted to point this out. It was raining. We've been raining all week, and then it switched to like this wintry mix kind of thing. So it's been cloudy and gloomy. This is the first day that it's been sunny, and which is kind of funny because it's like now that even makes the fire energy seem more vibrant. And I wanted to point out, I was thinking about this last night because I do like to encourage people to go out and look at the moon as often as they can, especially during this challenge, but just on a regular basis, like making that part of your practice. And I wanted to point out to people, especially during the winter months, we're having these cloudy, gloomy, wintry days. I feel like that enhances, and this is just my personal observation, I feel like that enhances the moon's energy because water is a conduit. It's water moves energy, and I feel like having the atmosphere like just submerged in water I feel like it's bringing that moonlight energy and reflecting it even closer and even stronger. That's just my personal energy, but especially on like a full moon that's cloudy, people are like, oh, I didn't see the moon today, like, and you think like you can't put your crystals out because they're not going to actually reach the moonlight. I think that it enhances it. I think that you should always put your crystals out on a full moon if you want to charge them with the moonlight. Think of like, have you ever like gone to the beach on a cloudy day and you get sunburns? It's because the sun's rays are being reflected all over you. It's not just like beaming down on you like it would on a clear day. So I feel like it enhances it. That's just my personal opinion, and it makes sense to me. So I know this has been long-winded. How long have we gone? I don't even know. But that's how I feel on fire days. that's how it is. And I need to stop apologizing for me. So I'm not sorry. I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you have a lovely weekend. And oh, hi, future Allison. Yeah, we're crazy. We'll see you tomorrow talking about the first quarter in Aries. Have a good day. Bye.